Here's an AFN news update for you. I'm Bronson Woodruff. The FBI says Donald Trump was the target of another assassination attempt on Sunday, this one taking place at his golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida. The former president said he was safe and well, and authorities have a man in custody. U.S. Secret Service agents stationed a few holes up from where Trump was playing noticed the muzzle of a rifle sticking through the shrubbery that lines the course, roughly 400 yards away. An agent fired, the gunman dropped the gun, and fled in an SUV, leaving the firearm behind along with two backpacks, a scope used for aiming, and a GoPro camera. This is according to the Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw. The man was later stopped by law enforcement in a neighboring county. The suspect's been identified as Ryan Ruth. Records show the 58-year-old lived in North Carolina for most of his life before moving to Hawaii in 2018. In 2020, he made a social media post backing Trump's re-election. In more recent years, his posts have expressed support for Biden and Harris. A missile fired by Yemen's Iran-backed rebels landed in an open area in central Israel early Sunday. It triggered air raid sirens at its international airport. It's the latest reverberation from the nearly year-long war in Gaza. Israel hinted it would respond militarily. There are no reports of casualties or major damage, but Israeli media aired footage showing people racing to shelters in Ben Gurion International Airport. The airport authority said it resumed normal operations shortly after. A recent AP report shows Kamala Harris performed homosexual marriages before they were officially recognized. Back in 2004, San Francisco was celebrating its so-called Winter of Love. The mayor at the time, Gavin Newsom, had directed the county clerk to approve homosexual marriages, even though there was no law in the books recognizing them. His act of rebellion prompted a bipartisan political backlash, but Kamala Harris, a newly elected district attorney, had no hesitation. "I was delighted to be part of it," she wrote in her book, The Truths We Hold. All the marriages performed during that month in San Francisco were invalidated later that year, a move that Harris described as devastating. The government eventually went against the will of the California people in 2013, about 5 years after voters voted in favor of Proposition 8. Proposition 8 was a state constitutional amendment that banned same-sex unions. The U.S. Supreme Court overturned Proposition 8 in 2013. The U.S. government and TikTok will go head-to-head in federal court today in Washington as oral arguments start in a consequential legal case that'll determine if or how the popular social media platform, used by nearly half of all Americans, will continue to operate in this country. TikTok and its China-based parent company ByteDance are challenging a U.S. law that requires them to break ties or face a ban in the U.S. by mid-January. The legal battle is expected to reach the U.S. Supreme Court. And that's all for this AFN News Update. Thanks for watching. You can also be sure and check us out on afn.net for more news from a Christian perspective. I'm Bronson Woodruff.